Hi there and welcome to this episode of 5 Minutes With. I am absolutely delighted to be joined by Jackie Henry, MBE, who is our UK People and Purpose Lead and a member of the UK Executive. Jackie, welcome, so good to see you.
And you, Anne-Marie, really looking forward to this.
So we're going to talk about gender equality, a topic that is very close to both of our hearts and has been for some time. What's your perspective on how the whole conversation about gender equality has changed over the last 20 plus years?
When I look back on 20 years ago, there was quite a good mix, really a gender mix, but actually no discussion on gender equality. And actually when you looked around or you looked up, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So you really can't be what you can't see, and I couldn't see it. So roll on to now. I think we are crystal clear on the importance of gender equality, and actually when you look up now, we have those role models, we have leaders like yourself leading big, important areas of our business.
So Jackie, back to you in your career. How does the advice that you give your gorgeous 3 children differ from the advice that you were given as a child in terms of career and aspiration?
In terms of career advice, probably the most influential was my dad. He said to me early on to take every opportunity and actually back yourself and give it a go. I still would advise my kids, so it's not different. I advise them on that one. Taking that advice, I think, has got me to amazing places, not being quite sure where it's going to end up, or meeting some brilliant people.
Yeah.
And all of those experiences, I think, have really shaped where I've ended up, and it certainly shaped how I approach life.
One of the things we have, and you in particular have introduced and been profiling, is the whole kind of idea of allyship. Tell me a little bit more about that, Jackie, both in terms of what we've been doing, but also how you see that have an impact.
If I reflect back on allyship, actually, I think the first time I experienced allyship was all those years ago as a graduate. And there was this amazing senior partner then who actually really invested in the female graduates and really worked to break down barriers and help us and find pathways through. I wasn't familiar with the term then, but reflecting back, that's what that was. For now, then, what I know is that I think most people want to be an ally. They have it in them. A lot of people aren't sure of how to do it, and certainly a lot of people are scared to get it wrong. For me, it's about helping unlock allyship, making it safe for people to try very hard to be an ally and bring that to life. And helping people understand what the experience of others is. So things like we have brought through Allyship Toolkit, again, really practical advice for people to look at to help them understand what it means and how they might approach being an ally.
So Jackie, where do you see examples of bias?
I think it shows up in descriptors, so the way in which sometimes our female colleagues are described compared to our male colleagues, and I know you and I have talked about this. The other thing I've seen is just assumptions. Still, there are assumptions on gender-based assumptions, say in the start of meetings, and who's going to speak and whose voice will be heard, and certainly assumptions that some female colleagues make them feel closed down and maybe not confident to speak up and have their voice heard. So again, it comes back to me to allyship and learning and practicing how to use power, privilege, the role we have to check things, to talk to people, to call things out and try and make a change.
One of the other things that I think has been really powerful is our female partner network. The power of that network and the support that it provides. So we've now got a WhatsApp for the private sector one every morning, so everybody shares their Wordle, number 1. But number 2, there are things that happen that people just post where, this didn't feel right, should this have happened, or let me tell you about this brilliant thing that's happened. And it's just a really nice, supportive and reinforcing environment. And I think we just need to make sure that we build that at every level. I think you and I really believe that we will not have a sustainable organisation unless we sort out all levels of equitability. we need to get that message out there. And there was a brilliant example. So one of our fabulous female partners sent me this photograph, her in a client team. The client then emailed her and said, I love this photograph, not only because we were nominated for the award, but look at the diversity of the team. So I do think we've got more to do, but we do also need to celebrate the fact that we are making progress and we have made progress.
As well as that, we do have a lot to do, and I never underestimate the importance of continuing to talk about why this is so important for our business success, to have a Deloitte which is reflective of society.
But that diversity brings that diversity of thinking, that innovation to our clients, all of the things that we want to do and are brilliant at and just need to continue to evolve. What would your advice be to your younger self?
I think it'd go back to the take every opportunity and go for it, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't let the imposter syndrome bring you down.
What was your aspiration? Did you imagine that one day you would be sitting on the UK exec of Deloitte?
Oh, definitely not. I had no view of where it would end up. And I think it goes back to the advice from my dad: take the opportunity, see where you get to, and just keep exploring. But as well as that, you can't be what you can't see point. There was nobody up there, there was nobody out there, there were no amazing female role models. So I couldn't see it. But you know, step by step, then taking opportunities. I've had the most amazing time, and it's got me to here. So yeah, no plan, but here I am.
For which we are all very grateful. Jackie, it's so good to spend time with you today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today on 5 Minutes with the lovely Jackie Henry, MBE and UK Exec Lead for People and Purpose. Thank you.